Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He is far more likely to talk big than actually go far in his career. While he may dress well and present himself confidently, he doesn't have the habit of working hard or pushing through tough days. Expect him to sound enthusiastic in social gatherings or when sharing his dreams, but the desire doesn't usually turn into real action.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he won't make a loud fuss or get angry, but he's not the type to bounce back quickly either. He'll likely become quiet and withdrawn, keeping his worries to himself rather than sharing or facing problems head on. He doesn't break down in public, but he isn't the tough type who will fight through challenges either.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work generally find him pleasant and easy to be around. He's polite and rarely starts arguments. He would rather keep the peace than fight with anyone. They may see him as friendly on the surface, but not someone they turn to for support.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he will most likely admire your success and show polite support. But deep down, he may feel a little left out or insecure. He won't pick fights or openly try to drag you down, but he might become quieter and less involved, keeping his feelings to himself. He isn't jealous in an aggressive way, but your achievements could make him withdraw a bit.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he won't show open anger or resentment, but there's a good chance he'll quietly feel uncomfortable about it. He isn't likely to pick arguments or act bitter, but you may notice him pulling away at times, becoming quieter or keeping his thoughts to himself. He cares about manners and keeping the peace, so he won't make a scene, but he may feel a little insecure or less confident when it comes to money matters.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is quite careful with money and prefers to keep things organized and under control. He's not someone who makes big, risky purchases or spends on sudden whims. If you like a partner who is sensible and steady with money, he's reliable in this area.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives a life he can afford and doesn't usually put on a show. or try to impress others by pretending to be richer than he is. He's comfortable keeping things neat and presentable, but he isn't one to spend beyond his means or try to keep up with others by buying flashy things. He'll likely keep both feet on the ground when it comes to how he lives.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is polite and will treat others with respect, but when it comes to kindness and being open handed, he isn't very generous. He tends to be careful and keeps to himself, not going out of his way to help or share, whether it's money or feelings. His approach is more about keeping things balanced and proper rather than showing deep warmth or kindness.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is generally straightforward and polite when it comes to talking about money, but he isn't one to share every little detail openly. He likes to keep things in order, so he will likely be clear about important matters like bills or savings, but he doesn't really open up about his feelings or deeper worries. You can expect him to be proper and fair, but not fully transparent or willing to let you in on everything about his finances.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He believes in keeping things tidy, but deep down, he's likely to think housework is more your job than his. He enjoys a neat, well run home and will appreciate your efforts, but you might notice him stepping back rather than rolling up his sleeves to help. While he'll be polite and thank you for what you do, don't expect him to share the chores equally without clear reminders or agreements.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is much more likely to help by watching over things and making comments rather than actually doing chores or changing diapers himself. He likes order, so he'll want everything in its place. But he's happier directing or pointing out what needs doing than getting his hands dirty. You might find him offering advice or instructions while expecting you to handle most of the actual work.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He's not the type to loudly argue or pick fights just to prove he's right. Instead, he stays polite and keeps his feelings tucked inside. But that doesn't mean he really tries to see things from your side. When there's a disagreement, he may listen quietly without much back and forth.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he still stays respectful and avoids saying hurtful things or acting aggressive. He doesn't lash out or raise his voice. Instead, he tends to withdraw and become quiet if something upsets him. If silent treatment bothers you more than open discussion, this is something to keep in mind.
Does he have a bad temper?
He is not the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. He has a calm nature and doesn't lose his temper easily, so you're unlikely to see sudden outbursts or quick flashes of anger. Watch for quiet walls instead of loud fights and make sure you feel truly heard in the relationship.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to say sorry openly or take responsibility when something goes wrong. Instead of admitting his mistakes, he tends to go quiet or withdraw, hoping the problem will just pass. You might end up feeling like issues are left hanging without real apologies or solutions.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He is generally respectful and values good manners, so he is likely to accept your boundaries and understand that no means no. He won't push or get aggressive if you are firm about something, as he prefers to keep things polite and avoid drama. You may need to speak up directly, but once you do, he usually steps back without argument.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
He's not likely to start a fight or say something hurtful if you're not in the mood for intimacy, but he may quietly feel left out or hurt inside. He isn't one to nag or push, and he'll keep things polite on the surface. You won't face pressure or blame, but you might notice a colder mood until he's ready to move on.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He values respect and good manners, so he won't use personal things you share to embarrass or hurt you later on. You're unlikely to hear him making jokes about your private life or using your vulnerabilities against you.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is generally steady and doesn't run after every new excitement, so he's not the type to be easily distracted by other women. He likes comfort, order, and stability, and he prefers to keep his life drama free. While he enjoys being social and may sometimes appreciate beauty or compliments, he isn't the kind to chase flirtations or break trust in a relationship.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he isn't over possessive or the type to act jealous, controlling, or always suspicious. He prefers order and keeping peace, so he's unlikely to demand constant updates or invade your personal space. If you're worried about someone who checks your phone or questions your friends, that's not his style.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, with him, being protective is not just a way of being controlling. He likes to keep things neat and polite, but he doesn't have a strong urge to boss you around or control your every move. So, you don't need to worry that his caring acts are a mask for trying to control you or your choices.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will most likely expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. While he likes a tidy and well run home and children who behave properly, he tends to step back and let you take the lead on daily care and emotional support. He might help with routines or tasks if asked, but he doesn't naturally jump in as an equal partner.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will stay calm and not lose his temper. He doesn't get angry easily or shout, even when things don't go as planned. The kids won't fear loud outbursts, but they might wish for more warmth or support when things go wrong.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He will show polite respect for your role as a mother and as your own person, but true support may feel a bit shallow or distant. He values neatness and order and will appreciate the way you manage things at home and with the kids. However, he isn't naturally tuned into your deeper needs, dreams, or personal growth beyond your family role.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is something you might need to watch for with him. He may seem supportive of your career at first, especially because he's polite and likes to keep things running smoothly. However, after you have a child, he could quietly expect you to shift your focus fully to the home and parenting.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will treat your parents politely and with respect, but don't expect much real warmth or deep connection. He believes in good manners and will make sure to greet them properly, offer help if needed, and never offend them openly. If warmth from your partner towards your parents matters to you, keep this in mind. He is more likely to act politely and do things by the book when it comes to your family, rather than push for them to change for him.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will handle it calmly and quietly rather than making things worse. He isn't the type to start fights or add more tension to an already stressful situation. Instead, he'll likely pull back, keep his feelings to himself, and avoid open conflict.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is the type who may seem modern and easygoing with you in private, but expect you to act like a traditional supportive wife when his relatives are around. He cares about order and proper appearances, so he wants everything to look perfect in front of his family. He won't scold or demand loudly, but you'll sense his quiet expectation for you to fit into those traditional roles to keep up family respect and peace.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it rather than take your side or openly support you. He avoids drama and prefers to keep things polite so he won't jump into arguments or defend you strongly in front of his family. If you value feeling supported in tough situations, his distant approach might disappoint you.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He isn't an obvious mummy's boy who blindly follows his mother in everything, but he isn't likely to choose your side openly in a conflict with her either. He prefers to stay neutral and keep things calm rather than take a strong stand for you or for his mother. In disagreements, he will probably withdraw or use polite silence, hoping the issue will blow over on its own.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not the kind of man who will share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He values privacy and likes to keep personal matters to himself rather than involving others. This protects your privacy, but it can also mean problems stay unsolved if you both avoid real conversations.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Being in a relationship with him day in and day out is calm, orderly, and predictable, but can feel emotionally distant. He keeps everything neat, follows routines, and is always polite. So daily life runs smoothly without drama or loud fights.